I'm at the southwestern part of the city centre, and this is about as far as the anti-Gaddafi forces have progressed. In fact, they haven't progressed very far at all in the last 4 days, which is getting a little bit frustration for them. We are understanding that some brigades, in fact, have pulled out, citing lack of organisation and a lack of progress as the reasons. We've also seen some tanks, but today they brought some tanks in. We're told that they're going to make an advance later on, but we don't know at the moment how far that will go. We have to say that there's a lack of organisation here. There's lots of brigades and there's lots of factions that have come together, but there's not one overall command structure, and I think that's working against them. On the other side, you've got the Gaddafi forces, who are very well trained, they are very well equipped, and in military terms they say that one trained soldier is as good as 10 who are not. So we've got an idea here. We've got plumbers here, we've got electricians, we've got doctors. We don't have an abundance of fighters, and that is working against them. The Gaddafi forces are in that area over there. They're in about a 3 square kilometre block. They're pretty well dug in and they're pretty well supplied. We don't know how much food and ammunition they've got, but we are told that they are basically guarding Muammar Gaddafi, Gaddafi's son, and also perhaps the head of military intelligence, Sanusi. So that's why they're fighting very strongly. But at the moment, the lack of organisation, the lack of progress is working against them. And there's a sense of frustration now that this thing that was going to end about 5 or 6 days ago could drag on for weeks.
Tony, much celebrations and jubilation there in BaniWalid.
Tremendous. It's been going on now for about 5 hours. I think more bullets have been fired in celebration than the entire last 3 months of combat. They're so euphoric about this because this is a big step forward for them. And I think everyone thought that Sirte would fall first, but this is the tougher nut to crack, if you like. But they came in today after 3 days heavy fighting, and basically the Gaddafi elements just disappeared. They melted away. They've been finding their weapons and their uniforms, and they've just disappeared into the desert, we believe, going southwards. There's still 1 or 2 pockets of resistance, we're told, but that's nothing of any note, they say, and that's a matter of time before that's cleared up. It sends a very strong message to the remaining pro-Gaddafi fighters in Sirte that really this is the end of the line. There's nowhere else to go. I hope you can hear me. And basically, it's almost coming to an end. So when you think about the peaceful protest that started in Benghazi 8 months ago, they're almost coming to the end. The end is in sight of Gaddafi's regime that's lasted 42 years. And these people understand the meaning of that. They're so euphoric. They did think that perhaps one of Gaddafi's sons, Saif, was here, or Musa Ibrahim, the spokesman of the government. They haven't found them, but they have taken some prisoners. Not too many, we understand.
Okay, Tony, and just to clarify for viewers at home, all that shooting is just celebratory gunfire. Tony, you were in Sirte recently. What is going on there?
Well, Sirte is a completely different ballgame because you've got some very hard, loyalist fighters who are pretty well armed and they're pretty well dug in. You've got against them the NTC forces who are pretty disorganised, pretty ill-trained, and although they've got weapons, they don't know how to use them. So when they try to dislodge them, they're taking casualties, and it's not going to be easy. There's a thought there, and also that maybe Muammar Gaddafi is inside Sirte, and that's why they're fighting hard. But I think what is happening here today will probably send a strong signal, and it probably is only a matter of time before they give up because they realise there is nowhere left to go now.
Right, Tony, thank you very much. Tony Birtley with the latest there from Libya as NTC